So what is happening, guys? Hope you're all good. Today I am going to show you how to make Oreo protein McFlurry. Okay, I'm going to show you the ingredients, I'm going to show you it being made, I'm going to give you some tips and stuff behind it. Just straight off the bat, the calories and the macros and stuff for it is 35 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat and 44 grams of carbohydrates. Now you can make this a little bit lower by not having the marshmallows in it, but the marshmallows just gives it that wee kick at the end, and you're talking 100 or 380 calories for this whole thing. Now you think of the size of McFlurry, or what I compare it against is a tub of Halo Top ice cream. So it's low calories, it's about 360 calories per tub. You get a lot more in this, plus you get more than triple the amount of protein in it. So obviously the first ingredient that's most important is the protein. I do recommend getting the cookies and cream protein if you can. I just ran out of it, and I have had it before with the cereal milk ghost protein, which is really nice as well. But if you go for like vanilla, cookies and cream, even the mint choc chip protein is super good in it. But first ingredient is obviously whey protein. 1% milk or skimmed milk. Now you can use like almond milk and stuff, but having proper milk in it just gives that wee creaminess to it. Greek yogurt, zero fat Greek yogurt, you're going to need some of that. Cocoa powder, because in the Oreos, in the dark bit of the Oreo, there's actually cocoa powder that makes the biscuity part of it. So just adding in some cocoa powder as well just helps give the ice cream that little bit of an Oreo taste as well. Sugar-free or calorie-free sweetener, just any cheap one from like Asda or Sainsbury's, wherever, just pick up some sweetener. Obviously Oreos, you're going to need 3 Oreos. Some vanilla extract, so if it focuses, just any one's good. I think I picked this up at Asda, and you just need a wee dash of it. You need ice as well, so don't make this if you don't have this ingredient. It is xanthan gum. So let me see if that focuses. So that's a huge ingredient. What that's going to do is make that thicken up. Okay, you can get it in Asda, it's just a bollock to get. So I just ordered this on Amazon and it was with me the next day. So that again is xanthan gum. One bit of kit that you're going to need is a good blender, okay? This is a Ninja Auto IQ or something. It was like 80 or 90 quid in Argos. Make sure you have a good blender, and this one, the Ninja one, is absolutely spot on. So the next thing you're going to want to do is weigh out your ingredients. You want to weigh out your wet items first. If you put the protein powder and all the powders and stuff in first, then it just sits at the bottom of it. So you're better putting your wet ingredients in first, and then putting your protein powder and your ice in at the end. That way, whenever you tip it upside down, put it on the blender, that's the stuff that's going to get blended first, and then the water's going to come down nice and easy. So take your blender pot thing, whatever you want to call this, put it on your scale, turn the scale on, and then I have the ingredients already in my Fitness Pal, so I'm just going to follow that. So you're going to want 65 ml of your milk. Then you can add in your vanilla extract, and it's just literally just a wee dash. Then you can go ahead and put in your Greek yogurt. You're going to want 85 grams of your Greek yogurt. Just make sure you zero the scale each time, okay? So you put the cup on, turn the scale on, it'll be 0, and then once you're finished putting in the milk, just press the button again, make sure it's saying 0 before you try and do all the calculations and all that shit. You're going to put your 0 calorie sweetener in. You can have as much of this as you want, really. I go for 10 grams because it just helps give that little bit of a sweeter taste to it. But again, 5 grams upwards is fine. Then we'll go ahead and put in the cocoa powder. Again, same, it's just going to be a little dash of this. You're talking about 5 grams of cocoa powder. Then the most important ingredient, the xanthan gum, okay? You're going to want 5 grams of xanthan gum. Now what we're going to add is 2 Oreos. You're going to go with 35 grams of, well, It depends what protein you're using, but you're trying to aim for about 35 grams of protein. Marshmallows you're going to keep to the end because you don't want to blend them up too much. So ice is pretty independent. You can put as much ice in as you want, but the more ice you put in, the thicker the consistency is going to be. So I just kind of go for about 2 handfuls. You just stick the lid on the blender. Make sure it's nice and tight. You're just going to turn the blender on full blast and just let it go through the motions. Make sure it's stuck down to the table as well. You don't want this thing going flying all over the place. Then once it's went through a full blend, just take it off. You can see already how thick it is whenever you turn it upside down. It's already pretty thick. Again, nice and thick. And look how much is in that. That's what, 21 ounces. So it's already like more or less double, nearly triple what a Halo Top ice cream is. Turn it up, give it a wee knock. And then you see these bits around the side. That's obviously all the chocolate and the cocoa powder sticking to it. If you grab just some sort of big spoon or spatula or whatever, all we're going to do is put that down inside and scrape that off the edges and then give it another wee mix, and it'll just help thicken it up a wee bit more. So literally just put it in. Don't judge me. It's scraped off a wee bit. You're just going to stick it back on. And to give it a quick blend again, just a couple of seconds. While this is blending for a couple of seconds, what you're going to do as well is grab a wee food bag. Now remember, we put 2 Oreos in the actual mix to blend up and help it sort of put the Oreo taste right in through it. We still have 1 Oreo left because we wanted 3 for the recipe. You're going to take that Oreo, put it in this wee bag, and then you're just going to smash it up on the table. Just give it a couple of hits, break it all up in there, and then at the end you're going to take this off and tip this along the top of it. Going to scrape off all the bits around the blades and stuff and make sure we don't miss any out, because we don't want to lose any ice cream. Then, as I say, what you're going to do with the Oreo is just sprinkle it over the top. Now, as I say at the start, if you do want to add marshmallows to it, it's an extra 30 calories for 10 grams of the wee baby marshmallows, but it does just help sort of polish it off a wee bit. So you stick this back on the scale again, 0 the scale, and you're just going to put like 10 grams over the top of it. Or Oreo protein McFlurry. And look at the size of this compared to my head. It's massive, so it's super filling, super sweet. And as I say, like 300 odd calories. You really couldn't beat this for 35 grams of protein. Perfect snack for nighttime. Technically, you could just go ahead and eat it now. It's just like a McFlurry consistency. But if you do like it a little bit thicker, do is you can grab like cling film or tin foil or something. I use these wee stretchy boys. Well, I did use those wee stretchy boys. Got another one, back up. Over the top of it and stick this in the freezer. So you can stick this in the freezer anything sort of an hour to 2 hours, and it'll just help thicken it up that wee bit more and give it more of a nice creamy taste as opposed to a McFlurry. We know McFlurries are kind of watery and stuff anyway. So if you like that, then blast this in you straight away. I myself kind of like it a wee bit thicker, like ice cream. So that is, again, the Oreo Protein McFlurry. 380 calories, 35 grams of protein, 9 carb, 44 fat, and again, pretty much the same calories as Halo Top ice cream. A hell of a lot cheaper, because Halo Top ice cream's like what, 5 or 6 quid. You get a lot more in it, considering I've got a pretty damn big head, and it's just super filling and 3 times the protein than Halo Top. So get this in you, it's absolutely phenomenal. It'll kill the sweet tooth and it'll help you with recovery and stuff because there's so much protein in it. So give it a go, let me know what you think.